How's everybody doing?
We got a groove for a hot second. Real quick.
Come on, let's break down.
That is. I like that. Love it.
All right. Welcome to another episode of Watchin.
Cause I'm nosy and I want to know.
With your girl, B. Brown, the Revolutionary.
And Sunshine La Reina.
And today we want to talk about a movie that we both kind of slid upon because it sounded interesting, called The Good Nurse.
Yeah, see, when it was like, okay, we're gonna watch like The Good Nurse, I was like, okay, is this? Because I remember like a TV show called The Nurse or The Good Nurse, something like that. I was like, oh, it was about a TV show, but like this. I like this.
And it was based on a true story.
What you know what? I like watching based on true story movies because then like the rabbit hole I be going down, it'd be everything.
Exactly, because for one thing, you get to see how twisted and sinister people really are.
Yeah, like that. He was like the word diabolical comes to mind when discussing Mr. Charles Cullen. Like that man was twisted.
Yes.
Twisted.
Very much so.
Yes.
And in this movie, we have a nurse, Amy Lauren, is shocked when Charlie Cullen, one of her colleagues, is found responsible for the murder of dozens of patients over a period of 16 years across 2 states and 9 hospitals without being charged. Go figure.
But then it's like it's not even that. Like, but first of all, spoiler alert, because we talking about the movie. Anyway, it wasn't just the 29. It was a 29 that he admitted to.
Exactly.
This man had like 400 bodies.
Bodies, yes.
400.
400.
Like, he's like the Grim Reaper on Earth.
Yes.
That's crazy to me.
And this movie has been distributed by Netflix. So if you want to catch it, you can catch it on Netflix.
Netflix and chill to this. Definitely.
The movie was very intriguing to see because this nurse, she really seemed good in Crazy Charlie.
Yeah. But like, I don't, all right. Even I have to give it up to the actor that played in this movie because he gave me such creepy man vibes throughout.
Yes, that's him to the right there, yeah.
Such creepy man vibes. And Mr. Eddie Redmayne, chef's kiss. Because I was like, yo, he's a weirdo. Throughout the whole thing, like, you're a weirdo.
Yeah.
And he gave me like creepy vibes without even being like too creepy. If that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah. So it was definitely something to see. Like I said, the actor, he definitely just made me feel like he had did it.
Yeah. Like
he had this look in his eye, and it's like he was so soft-spoken and gentle, but on the inside, this ninja was crazy and sadistic.
Yeah, I want to say like the way he came off was very Mr. Rogers.
Yes.
Like, won't you be like my friend, my neighbor? Like this is a warm and like we are friends. But then it's like always, I mean, and not to slander Mr. Rogers, but I always got like that, the basement is a place not to be. You know
with
what I'm
him.
saying?
Yeah,
Right. He gave me like creep little vibes, and that's what the actor did for me, and I appreciate that. I
yeah,
appreciate it hardly.
yeah. I mean, and then not only that, but like, how in the world do you slide through 9 hospitals? Let me tell you how. Once they started to kind of figure out what he was doing because they never could fully catch him red handed.
Right, right.
Yet and still, instead of them charging him or putting in the effort to go ahead and find out what all he's done, they fire him and then he go get a job somewhere else.
And that's just so messed up to me because it's like, don't you use the job as a reference? What are they saying? But
Exactly. What are they saying?
they really can't say anything negative about you when calling in the references. I think that's what it said. Like they have to say like when you work there, what your work ethic was like, and that's just about it. Like nothing disparaging against your character. I don't think. However, it's like you like even like in the film, every like the hospital they called, it was like, yeah, no, get a subpoena. I don't want to say nothing. I got
Yeah.
nothing. I got
Yeah.
nothing.
I got nothing. They did
That was
not want to do that with him.
crazy to me because it's like, all right, I understand you letting him work there or whatever. However, if you weren't knowledgeable of his actions beforehand and he did it on your property, like unaliving people at like a mass rate, like it was crazy. Like it
It
was
was
crazy.
crazy. It definitely
Crazy.
was that.
Like he like unalived like 3 people in like a week. Like what, bro? Like what's wrong with you?
Yeah.
Are you not
Yeah.
loved at home? Like are your feelings
Right.
hurt? What is wrong with you? Like, and then it was all right. My whole thing is this. It's not like he was like a Dr. Kevorkian. Do you know what I'm saying? Like Kevorkian unalive people that were like really like detrimentally ill and like, they needed to go. You know what I'm saying? However, like this man, like these people weren't like they weren't even like really ill to the point where it's like they're going to be deceased.
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Exactly.
And the fact that you didn't look at him,
That's crazy. And then also, his mother had passed away in a hospital when he was young. I wondered, did that have something to do with his psyche? The reason why he wasn't able to just love on the patients. I wonder, did he have hatred for hospitals deep down within?
and then I wondered if it was the adrenaline, the rush of, I mean, okay, so I worked in the ICU of a hospital for 10 years. I worked in I ran ICU, the cardiac floor, the med surge floor. Like I ran like a lot of floors. So the the rush of doing a code, the rush of like trying to bring someone back to life and like people running and people like I watched a doctor, okay? The doctor hopped onto a patient and was doing like compressions as we wheeled her to the elevator to go upstairs to the ICU. Like there is like an adrenaline rush behind all of that, like that whole process. Like it gives you like your endorphins, like be on like go, like pow, pow. Like this is like it's like a high speed car chase.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what that feels like. So I wondered if that was the reason that he did that. It's like that rush, like that feeling. Like that's what I wondered.
I think it's a combination of both. I do. Because how in the world? Well, you know what he said, though. He said the reason why he did it is because they never stopped him.
Exactly.
Yeah, he said that. They never stopped me.
Exactly. Like, and I can low key understand his rationale.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Me too. Like, ain't
Like if I
nobody saying nothing. So,
and nobody's doing nothing about it, no one is like, listen, um, I think you're doing this to people. Nobody checked any records. However, I can understand. Okay, so back in those times, like things like the Pyxis was not around. Like in the Pyxis, you have to put in like your name, like your fingerprint, like your ID, like your password, something that identifies you as that person taking that medication out of that system. So I can
Exactly.
understand how beforehand he wasn't being tracked or traced, but when that Pyxis showed up, I was like, oh, it's a rat. He gonna be
Mm,
found out. It's over and done with.
yeah,
It's a rat.
yeah. And the thing is also is that he had gotten close with the nurse and she didn't want to believe it at first. Like she was taking up for him. And that's the actual real guy and that's the real woman. And mind you, they were both RN nurses.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Exactly. They both went through the school and like, and being an RN, that's not an easy task. It's not something that's
exactly.
meant to please. You know what I'm saying? So it's the fact that he was so methodical and maniacal, and like he put himself in position to do these things with these people. It's kind of crazy.
Well, it's actually really crazy, not kinda at all. But he did it. And I'm talking about code after code after code. There was always gossip when he left a hospital, but not one time did a supervisor say, "Hey, I need to check into that guy." It
Exactly.
wasn't, yes, it was the police that had to go forward with the situation. And the lady who had became his friend, she did too. Like she had become terrified of him, especially he would try to give her some water or something, like because she had a heart condition.
Yeah. See, and this,
And
I don't think she meant to drop tape on her friend. Like initially, I don't think she ain't know what was really going on. And when she said what she said, she ain't know that it was her friend. So she ain't really mean it like to be like a little like a narc. She ain't mean that for real. But then she was like, no, like I can appreciate her integrity as a nurse. Like I really can because she could have just been like, yeah, no, that's my homeboy. He helping me with me and my kids. I'm finna die, whatever. Like my heart giving out,
right,
like
right,
he's helping me. Like I appreciate the integrity she had as a human being, number one, and as a
right,
healthcare provider. Like I really, really do, because she could have just said, like, he's helping me. I have a condition where I could drop dead on the floor when I'm at work. And what's what happened to my kids? And that was a scary thing too.
yeah. When he
And it
started
was a
showing
kid.
up to her house unannounced and babysitting her kids, like, are you gonna kill them too?
No, but when he was like, our kids, my kids, what kids you who is your babies? You is their daddy? It was weird. Like I don't understand why he bonded with her like that. And that was like on day one. Like they like connected. And what you think that he sensed there was some kind of illness with her? Like, I don't know. Because he did walk in when she was having her little moment. I don't know if that's a factual part of the scheme of things. You know what I'm saying? However, like he did come in when she was having her moment, so he knew she was ill. So do you think that him knowing that she was sick like that gave him like that bond, the connection with her? Because
I think
she,
so.
it was weird.
I
It was
think
weird.
so. I think that he took to her because she was sickly. He knew it. He saw it because he's used to taking care of people. He is a nurse, but he has this dark side that no one knows about. And for some reason, he never once tried to kill this woman.
Right. But I wonder if it's because she wasn't in the hospital. Because when and I'm just saying, like in the movie, in the docu, whatever you want to call it, like when she was in the hospital, I was afraid for her.
Me too. I'm like, oh, he finna get her now.
I said, "Oh, she finna die.
Yeah, he finna go and take her
Call your
out.
kids, say goodbye, like kiss the world, like close your eyes, good night, Cletus." I thought she was finna die because I'm like, "Don't take that water from him." Take the IV out your arm. Don't take a Tylenol. He finna kill you. Like, and he was using insulin and digoxin.
Yes, yes, you are so correct, Sunshine. He was poking the IV bags, and that way nobody knew that they were going to die because they were dying slowly.
Yes. And then you have to think like you gave these people medication that would make them die slowly. Was that some kind of like perversion? Like, did you want to watch?
Right,
Like,
right.
what was clicking in your brain that made you want to do this to these people?
Yeah,
What's wrong with you? Like, for real, like, what happened? And then
exactly.
he was like, I just did it. Like, I just did it. What you mean? For what though? What is your rationale?
He never gave it out. All right, so in the comments, Sunshine, I want you to put in out of 1 out of 10 what you give this movie when I count to three. 1, 2, 3. Okay, okay. So I gave it a 8.5
Right.
and you gave it a 8. Can you tell me why you gave it an 8?
Okay, so I can appreciate like the cinematography, the story, the acting was sublime. I loved it. However, like it left me like, okay, but and then what? Like, and then what? Like you put the blurb, but it was about a 400 people. Like, okay, so what people? Where? What hospitals? Because I mean, not for nothing. Okay, so I do not claim PA. Okay, but these things happen in New Jersey and Pennsylvania. Like, and this was from like 1988 to 2000 and what 2006, something like that.
Yep.
2006. I had a kid in '06. Like, where were you? What were you doing? Like, I don't even remember hearing about this, like at all.
Me
I want
either.
to know more. I want to know more. I want to know what happened. I want to see like, you know what? There was another piece, the documentary that I would like to watch. However, they could have thrown that link in there as well. You know what I mean? Like, go
Right,
watch it for more information. It was lacking like that little thing. You know what I mean? It was just lacking like that little thing. And I don't think
and
they told these people at the end either. I
right.
don't really recall that. So yeah.
And another thing that, well, the reason why I gave it an 8.5, I'm sorry.
Oh, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. The reason why I gave it an 8.5 is because it was good enough for me to give it a good review. But like you said, it also left me hanging in certain areas. And in the parts where, to me, where it seemed a little dry, the movie was interesting, don't get me wrong, but I feel like they could have really hit you with certain things to
Yeah.
make the movie even more energetic.
Like more information, more trails. Like,
Yeah,
why were the people only sending one like paper thin thing of information and you're doing investigations for 7 weeks, 17 weeks, something like that? Why is your paperwork this thin? Where's the boxes? Why aren't the hospitals talking? Like, I want to know these things and you left me lacking. I don't like that.
right.
It was good. It was like it was creepy-ish, It was creepy-ish, slightly suspenseful, you know. However, like that was like yeah, it was good.
I definitely, would suggest someone to go and watch it. It was good enough for me to appreciate it. Let me say that.
Definitely.
So you guys, make sure next time you're looking for something to watch, head on over to Netflix. That's if you got a subscription after they done raise their prices so high.
Go ask your mama for her password. That's why I got mine.
And then guess what? You're gonna be charged an additional $6.99.
Yeah, they got hit to that. Yo, that's crazy. Like I was like, yo, like
They done figured it out, girl. It took them years, but they figured it out. They done figured it out.
it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. Just tell
That's
her to
right.
log out and you log in, and then she log
Yeah,
back in. You log
yeah,
out. Let's
yeah,
keep
yeah,
it.
yeah. We're gonna do it like that. But
Fact.
yeah, I definitely suggest you check it out. It's something worth seeing. Um,
Mhm.
and if you go check it out, hit us up in the comments. Let us know what y'all think about the movie too. Okay.
But I mean, like, hit me in the comments. I'm nosy. What are you watching? I want to know, like, TV series, historical things, movies, documentaries. What are you watching that you think I should watch too?
That's right. That's right.
Because I'm nosy and I'd be bored someday.
Well, that pretty much concludes this episode of What You're Watching. You got anything else you want to say, Sunshine?
Mask up, get your hand sanitizer. Don't be where you don't need to be. Go in the house because it's COVID. Again.
That's right. And prayers to Florida and Georgia for this hurricane that's supposed to be coming in. And well, they said it already landed, but hope that is nothing too catastrophic or anything like that. Maybe just a little water and wind. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much all day.
All right. Well, y'all have a good night, and we will see you guys on the next episode.